Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope with the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. Okay, so I am back again with another video. There we go. I got my ears in. Um, I've got the sun about to set right now, so we're going to see how the lighting is. But how are you guys doing? If you don't know already, I started doing a video podcast on my YouTube channel. And I actually wasn't sure if I was going to continue doing it. I was going to do an audio today. And then the last minute, I'm like, you know what? Just go for it. Just do video. You're fine with that. Okay. So I've been playing around with settings. So please forgive me if if you're listening on the podcast. Um, but I've been playing around with video settings. So it's a clearer picture right now. It's HD. We'll see how long that takes to upload, but that's another story. And so I didn't know what I was doing the other day. I just was clicking record and that's it. That's such a when you have the inspiration to do something in that moment, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Click record, do whatever, and don't just mess around with the thoughts of like, oh my God, I'm going to suck. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Right. You just have to do it. When you feel like doing it, do it. If you really don't feel like doing it, don't do it. But the energy will be lined up. When you feel like doing something, the energy has been lined up. So here we are. I don't know. So anyway, I have no idea. No, I don't want to say I don't have a clue what day it is. I'm looking at my calendar and it looks to be March 16th. So happy Tuesday to you guys. I'm recording this Monday, of course. Yeah, so March 16th, we're almost at what's that place called? What's that thing called? St. Patrick's Day. My dog has a grooming appointment on St. Patrick's Day. I found it really funny. I had him groomed. It was actually in February. Is that correct? No, it was January. January 17th, I suppose. I think it was. And we said, okay, 2 months. And it ended up being March 17th. And I'm like, oh, cool. It'll be on St. Patrick's Day. And I looked, well, was my husband there with me? Yeah, he was. And I said, you know, what's funny? I told the groomer, I said, what's funny is that my husband has always gotten his hair cuts on holidays, like around holidays, because they tend to be kind of 6 weeks ish apart. So I said, well, why not put our dog on that schedule as well? So the other day I said, oh, Gizmo's got to get his grooming appointment on St. Patrick's Day. And he's like, oh, that means I have to as well. It was just funny. So it's funny. Anyway, okay, where is my book? Do you see it? Excuse my reach. Let me see right here. I can tell. It's very purple. Okay, so if you're new here, welcome. This is a daily podcast. And to go with this book right here, The Inspired Entrepreneur, 366 days of inspiration for the entrepreneur. So it's basically law of attraction for the business owner. So I have been teaching the law of attraction for, I want to say, since 2007. The movie The Secret came out in 2006. And then I found out about it in 2007. And ever since I've been hooked. I came across, like, I've always heard of Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks, Jerry Hicks, whatever, for years. Ever since then, I never listened to them. I had one of their books, never read it, had no idea who these 3 names were, Jerry, Esther, and Abraham. I had no idea. I thought Abraham was probably like a son or something. I had no clue. None. I had no idea that the law of attraction was so spiritual. I had no, like, really, like, I just knew basically surface level is what I call it. Surface level law of attraction is like, oh, write down things that you want, and oh, think positive thoughts, and you know what I mean? So when you go deeper, you get into the spiritual stuff, you get into the holy crap, what is this reality? Right. And Abraham Hicks, when I was introduced officially to Abraham, it was almost 3 years ago. Probably this summer will be 3 years. So I've only been studying them that long, but I picked up on it like really quick. Like I study the message like every day since. So that was my main teacher is Abraham Hicks. So I wrote a ton every day on my Facebook page. And over time, I'm like, on Facebook or any social media, your information gets lost. It gets old. It gets, you know what I mean? Like when you write on, so this is a business page I'm talking about. I don't do anything on my personal page. I stopped doing that years ago, but I'm a huge proponent of Facebook business pages. Like you can grow them really fast. They're they're pretty great. But so I'm like, I write all these things like short. Like if you own this book, I write short stuff. And so I would write these short things, kind of like I would probably be really good on Twitter if I cared about Twitter, but because I can write really short to the point things. And so I got a little frustrated when my stuff is just like lost after like a day or two. It's kind of gone, right? It's buried in the numerous things I'm writing and it's not stored anywhere. So eventually I came to the conclusion of put it in a book. So this book it's 400 pages of my writing from the past couple of years. I wrote a bunch of it. I wrote about a third of it to finish it. And so that's what this podcast is all about. You can find this book on Amazon. The link is down below. I have all the links actually to all of my favorite books, like a lot of the ones that are sitting behind me on the bookshelf. So I'm going to flip to the page, March 16th. I'm going to read it and then we're going to talk about it. That's what this whole podcast is about. Let me get my drink. Let me get my breath. I hope you're enjoying the video podcast. It's something that's been on my mind for months. And I finally just decided it had to be easy for me. Like for me to do something, because I have a lot going on and I don't like doing a lot of things in my life. Like I don't like doing a lot of things. Does that make sense? I like being busy sometimes. I like doing a variety of things. I just don't like doing everything all at once, all the time. I like to chill. I'm a Taurus. I like to chill a lot. I like to take naps. I like to follow inspiration and not be super busy. So for me to change my things up, it has to be easy. And this video podcast had to be easy. And then I stumbled, right? Some videos on, well, actually I looked it up. I think I looked it up. I looked it up a couple nights ago. And people were like, use Zoom for a video podcast. And I'm like, well, I used to use Zoom all the time. So I just played around with it a couple nights ago and realized how insanely easy it was and how it breaks up the audio. So I can put it on my podcast on Anchor, and it legit was super easy. I'm like, okay, then, well, here we are. So here we are. Within minutes, I got this going. Follow your inspiration. You can have rules. I've always had rules in my business of like, but one of them, it has to be easy. It just has to be. And when I'm really determined on things being easy, holy hell, they are easy. Like things are so easy, but I have to let go of them. I have to allow the universe to give me the answers. I have to attract it. Like I'm not going to go crazy trying to figure out the answer. I just don't do that. I'm just like, it'll come to me, and it really does. And look, my nails, I have to take the nail polish off, but I did get that last nail off. It came off. I think this morning. Okay, let's get to the book. I need the water. I don't have water with me. Okay. Book, March 16th. Let's go. Check in with what you're doing periodically to see if you're feeling good. Ask, Am I having a good time? Do I feel good? Am I having fun? I do this. I really do this daily. I really do. I can't stress this enough. I do this. I've been doing this for months now, like not years, months. I have reduced my resistance level dramatically in the last few months, and that has been everything for me. Um, everything. The meditation daily has done wonders. But so I check in. So once I realized through Abraham that, excuse me, that's my phone. Once I realized that my happiness is everything, I focused on how am I feeling throughout the day? How am I feeling? Am I feeling kind of down? Because I studied the emotional guidance scale. If you don't know what that is, check the link down below. Excuse my reach again. I can see right here. God, you know what's nice about a video podcast is I can show you things now. I could like just show you things. That's pretty cool. So get this book. If you don't have this book, get it. You can check out the audiobook on YouTube. And I love listening to these books and I love reading them. I get a different experience from each one. But get this book, Ask and It's Given. This is like the Abraham Bible. And I did, what's funny is last year I did Facebook live audios. That was like the beginning of my podcast. That was like what made me want to do a podcast, is doing Facebook live audio. And I did it every single morning at 9 a.m. I did it for like 80 days in a row. Yeah, I'm pretty crazy. And I read this book. I read this entire book. I just read it for people. And while I read it, I gave like some commentary, some like clarity, some what's it called? Why is my dog barking? Why is my phone ringing and my dog barking? It seems like a interesting pair of things to happen. So I would commentary is basically all I can say is or little bits of like examples. So I did that every morning. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, in this book, somewhere towards the back, there's the emotional guidance scale. I hope I can, it's like in process number 20 or 22 or 21 or hold on. And if you're listening to me on the audio, please forgive me. You might want to jump over to YouTube and check this out. Process number 22 is moving up the emotional scale. It's on page 297. I'm going to show it to you on the screen here. If you can read it, I don't know if you can, but it's there. So I really dove into this for a while because I finally caught on to this whole, like, this is really important thing. And so I realized I would watch myself and how I felt. So one of the things that, and I don't really think about this anymore because I just make sure that I'm just having a good time. I'm feeling good throughout the day. So it doesn't really, I don't think much about this anymore. Not too much. So on here, there's a scale of your emotions from 1 to 22. 1 is the top one: joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. So it's like the highest vibration. And number 22 is fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. Now, I used to live most of my life in like that 22-ish, up and down the negative part of the scale. And so I know what that feels like. But as I released resistance, became a happier person, I still, when I got into this stuff, I realized some of like how law of attraction works. So one of my things is like number 8 is boredom. And then number 9 is pessimism. And then frustration, irritation, impatience. Excuse me. And so what I realized was if I'm sitting being bored, boredom will lead to pessimism, negativity, right? And then negativity will lead to frustration, irritation, impatience. And I really felt that. I was like, oh my God, it really is doing that. I was feeling that way. So so it was kind of like this trigger point, if you want to use that word, of like, if I feel bored, I need to do something about that. So it doesn't get into pessimism and all that stuff, and then go down this hill or down this thing of negativity. So that was my what did I used to call it? Warning sign. When I was a therapist, one of the biggest things I did with my clients was teach them their warning signs. It's very similar work. This is all emotional, right? Emotions. So I would teach my clients to know, like, well, know their triggers of what made them feel a certain way. So for me to feel pessimistic, it probably came from being bored. Because if I'm bored, if I'm sitting on the couch with nothing to do, you know what I mean? I would start feeling negative. So anytime I feel bored, guess what I have to do? I have to do something to make myself not be bored. I have to find some interest in something. I have to like find something fun to do. I have to do something or think something more positively, because I will go downhill. Does that make sense? So it was a big deal in my life, because like boredom is only an 8 out of 22. So above boredom, let me go back to my page here. What are we even talking about today? I'll go back. It was about being like happy and stuff. So we'll get back to that in a minute. But oh, my dog just barged in. He's so funny. The door shut. Why did the door shut behind him? That's so weird. How did he do that? Okay. Above boredom, number 7 is contentment. And then 6 is hopefulness. 5 is optimism. 4 is positive expectation and belief. 3 is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. 2 is passion. 1 is joy and love and freedom. So, law of attraction. So when you're feeling bored, you have these thoughts like, oh my God, I'm so bored. And then you start thinking more thoughts, right? Law of attraction is so powerful. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, you only have to spend up to 17 seconds on a negative thought to have another negative thought. And then it just keeps going and going and going. This is how we get like trapped. I don't like that word, but that's how we get in the pit of despair. You know what I mean? Like that's how we get down, and it happens so fast. And as a person who used to struggle with depression, like major depression for over 20 years, that's me, suicidal thoughts nearly every single day for those years, I know how that feels of being in this pit of despair and how fast and all consuming it feels. I know how that feels. I know how fast it can be. And I know how hard it is to get out. And you know why that is? It's the law of attraction. When Abraham says you can't get there from there, you can't get there from there where you are. You can't get out of a 22. You can't get from a 22 to a 1. You can't get there in a big jump. That's like a quantum shift, like a quantum jump. And it just doesn't work. Like it doesn't work. You can't do it. You have to work your way up. You can skip some steps for sure. You can skip like several of these at a time. So for me, like, so in my own journey, and while I was battling with depression, battling with my own emotions, battling with all this crap and helping others, which is tough, but it's relatable. Like I was super relatable to my clients because they knew I struggled a bit. When I described how I would feel, they're like, holy crap, she knows what we're feeling. That's cool. It's cool to be able to relate with your clients. It's not anymore. Like, I don't like to relate to people who, but you know what I mean? So, um, so I, during, through my journey, I realized something about myself. And I realized that if I can get out of my depression and feel anger, it was really productive. And then I found Abraham, like this is years later. And I find out that anger is a 17. So anger is moving up the emotional guidance scale from depression. So anger feels better. And I knew anger felt better. That's why I was promoting anger. That sounds really funny, right? As a therapist, to be like, okay, let's get angry. Because I know for myself, when I get angry, I'm cleaning the freaking house. And when I'm cleaning the house, that's productivity. Like, I'm happy that the house is getting cleaned. It's really funny, but it's like when I'm angry, I clean. I can clean occasionally when I'm not angry, but you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not depressed on the couch or depressed in bed anymore. I'm angry and I'm cleaning and I'm moving energy and I'm feeling better and things are getting clean. And because that was always an issue when I was depressed, like the house was a mess. So, anyway, that's just one example of an emotion to move up the emotional scale. And you can keep moving up. Like, you can blame people. Like, you can blame people for your circumstance because it's better than being a 22. Blame is a 15. Anyway, if you need help with emotions, guys, get this book and study and learn about the emotional guidance scale, because it is everything. It is everything. And it's everything about manifestation, because you really, really want to be in that whole range of 1 through 6 to manifest everything you want. You really got to get there, because however you're vibrating, which is however you're feeling, is what you manifest, what you attract. So you really want to get into that 1 through 6. And that was my goal for the longest time, is get 1 through 6. Okay. So let's get back to my book. Okay. Check in with what you're doing periodically. That's such a funny word. It's not a word I ever use. It's funny to read it. Check in with what you're doing periodically to see if you're feeling good. Easy. Am I feeling good? Like, if you're feeling like, so like there'll be times in the day sometimes, like I'm studying for my real estate exam. Jesus, this needs to stop. I'm taking my final. Well, for you guys, it's today. For me, it's tomorrow. So on Tuesday, I'm taking my final. It's proctored. So it's kind of like intimidating a little bit of like, can I just take the exam and not have somebody watch me in my house? It's really weird. Anyway, they're not coming to my house. They're just online, but it's like I have to clear my desk. Anyway, and then I have to take the licensing exam after I pass my final. So I've already done all this years ago. I was a realtor 15 years ago, but where was I going? Oh, so I'm studying all this stuff. And like most of it I already know, right? It's just kind of rejogging my memory and memorizing more. I don't know. Things change. I don't know what's going on. But so after I'm studying for like an hour or two, I feel like this feeling of resistance. Like, I'm tired. I'm getting kind of annoyed with this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, right? So, like, I did it today. Like, I was so annoyed. So this is what I did today. I got to that point of like, I am so done with this. I just want it to be over. You know what I mean? Like that feeling. And it should be over soon, because I'm getting really antsy about it. And anytime I get really antsy about something, it's like it's really fascinating to me, but it's like things are just going to be moving really fast. Things are going to manifest like around the corner. Things are happening. When I start getting like irritable and antsy, or just like not in the right space, it's something's brewing. Like within the next 24 hours, something's going to manifest. Like that's what's been going on lately. That's what I've been noticing with myself. So I expect myself to pass this exam tomorrow. Like I totally expect it. I've been saying I'm passing this exam. That's all I'm doing. I'm passing it. So anyways, I'm studying for a couple hours today and I'm just like annoyed with everything, not everything, just that. So I'm like, I need to get out of this house. I'm done being in this house. I'm done, blah, 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 blah. I had all these things. So I'm like, I get up, I'm like, I gotta get out of this house. So I leave and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to the store because I had, I wanted to get something. It was on my mind to get it. So I'm like, I'm going to go drive around. I'm going to go to the store. I'm just going to drive around and I'm going to feel better because I had to get out of the house. So I did that. So, I hear people all the time talking about hustle, talking about grind, talking about really working themselves. Like, so when some people out there study, they'll study for hours and they'll have all this resistance feeling. Do I have one eyeball bigger than the other? Isn't that weird? I just noticed it. Anyway, um, so when you study for a while, you get like this resistance feeling, like you're tired, you're done, you need a snack, you need water, you need something, you need to go leave and not do this ever again. But some people will just be like, well, push through that, or you got to keep going, you got to get this, blah, 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 right? And so I don't do that. So if I'm feeling resistant, I'm not going to learn anything else in that moment. I'm just not. I'm going to get more annoyed. I'm going to get more tired. It feels like a waste of time for me to keep studying in that moment. It's like, no, I got to break up this energy. I got to go take a drive. I got to, whatever I'm feeling like doing, I got to go do that because I know that my inner being is guiding me. So if I feel like leaving the house because I have to, like this resistance, I'm tired of being in my house. I want to go do stuff outside this house and I want this over. I want this part of this to be over. I want this studying. I want all this exam stuff to be done. Like I'm over it. I'm done. Let's move on. I want to go do stuff outside this house for hours at a time. So this past year, right? So anyway, so I went and did that, found all the stuff I wanted at the store that I've been thinking about lately, and then took a little drive, came home, picked up Gizmo, and went to go pick up my husband. And everything's great. Like it's all good. Like I have a bunch of confidence that I'm going to pass this exam tomorrow. I am connected to source energy. Like I am source energy, but I'm connected to real estate experts. You know what I mean? Like I'm connected. All I have to do is maintain my alignment, maintain my feeling good, and I will be connected to choose the right answers, right? I know most of this work. I know most of this material. Like I know most of it. So the universe is going to pick up the rest. It's going to guide me to the right answer, but it can't if I'm like moody and tired and irritable and all these negative numbers, right? It won't work. Like I will be not receiving the right answers. So I know better to like chill, Heather, go shop, go do whatever you got to do, come back later, do some more studying. You'll be guided to what you need to study next. You got this. And if you don't, well, then you don't. You just deal with it then. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So ask, am I having a good time? Am I having a good time? Because, I do have the keychain. It's on my key ring. And so is my husband. I bought him one at the Abraham workshops. They have stuff. If you let me know, come on over to YouTube. Excuse me. Let me know if you've been to a Abraham Hicks workshop. Tell me which one you went to, what year, what city. I went to 7 of them so far. I really honestly wanted to go to all of them in 2021. I almost did. I almost went to all of them. No. 2021. That's this year. I was so stumped last night of what year it was. It was so funny. You guys think I have a hard time figuring out what day it is. The year stumps me sometimes too. But last year I wanted to go to all of them. The cruise, except for minus the cruises, because I can't take my dog on the cruise. That's a long time to be away. Though I do want to go on the cruises, but so 2020, I wanted to go to all of them. It was such an inspiration. I thought it'd be a lot of fun. And it would be, partial tax write-off because it's what I do. And that'd be cool. So I went to several. I almost went to all of them in 2020, almost, because she only had, I don't know how many she had, 7, 8, maybe at the most. And I went to 3 of them, and then I had to cancel. No, I went to 4 of them in 2020 in a row, and then I had to cancel because I manifested my ocean view house, and then we moved, so I had to skip. I skipped San Rafael and Sacramento. I had to skip them because we were moving, because I manifested our ocean view house in Pismo Beach on the way to San Francisco. It was really, such a cool story. But so I canceled because we were moving, like the day before Valentine's Day, we moved to California because I manifested the house on the way to San Francisco. And it was just one of the best trips ever. So the journey to all of those workshops and the whole weekend when I was at those workshops were just incredible, like much more incredible than the actual 3-4 hours of the workshop. It's the journey. The journey was just the best part, not the workshop. The workshop's always awesome. It just is. They're cool. They're great. But it's the journey. It's the whole trip, the road trip, whatever, however you get there. That's the best part for me. Anyway, so do I feel good? That's one of the most important things. Oh, what I was saying about the workshop is when you go to the workshops, and I'm looking forward to going to them again. Cannot wait. That's gonna be a lot of fun. She always has like tables and tables of books and journals and audios and all the stuff she sells. It's all there. You can go there and buy everything. You can buy some signed copies of books and stuff. But one of the things she has are keychains. I'll have to show you my keychain. It's out somewhere. But it's a round keychain and it has a tree. You can look on their website for it. It has a tree and it says, "Life is supposed to be fun." And I have that on my keychain. Roger has it on his, and it's a constant reminder. I look at it often when I have my keys in my hand, and it reminds me, are you having fun, Heather? You can find fun almost anywhere. Life is supposed to be fun. Am I having fun? No. Okay, well, you got to change this. you got to change it. So that's the third question. So am I having fun? So ask yourself, am I having a good time? Do I feel good? Am I having fun every day throughout the day? Check in with yourself. How am I feeling? Am I feeling edgy, on edge, whatever, right? Get the book, guys. This is like, this book has helped me tremendously numerous times. Before it was published, it was, in my Google Doc, and any day that I was having a moment of uncertainty or just like needed some inspiration, I would open up the Google Doc and I would just go to a page and I would read a few days, and it just completely gave me exactly what I needed to hear. I've done that numerous times. That's the best way that I like. Obviously, I read it for you guys every day, but this book, every time I use it, I love it. Like, I love this book. Anyway, so thank you for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow. Let me know how you like the video. Thank you, Diva. I was thinking about you. I'm gonna do a call. What's that called? A call out? I don't know. Shout out. That's what it is. I was thinking about you for a couple of weeks because I hadn't seen any comments from you, and I'm like, oh no. And I get so used to people and then they leave, and then I'm like, oh, where'd they go? And I understand totally because I do the same thing, but but then you came back today, so that was cool. Okay, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Maybe I'm gonna go find something green to wear. I have nothing green. I don't. My husband wears the freaking rainbow of colors of clothing. He has, when we started dating, I found out he had 30 Hawaiian shirts. So this is his attitude. He likes to wear Hawaiian shirts because it makes him feel like he's on vacation every day. Now, how Abraham is that? That's pretty cool. I personally don't care for them. I like some other, he has all kinds of looks. He's got like different looks. He looks like a different person every day. It's really funny. But he has a rainbow of colors, and I pretty much have black in my closet. My side is black and like wine rose color and a couple others. If I have green, I'll wear it, but I don't think I have any green. So that'll be lots of fun. Okay, guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.